In today's video, I'm going to teach you ClickUp versus Airtable features comparison for project management. If you're deciding where to run your team's work, this walkthrough will help you understand how each platform thinks, what each one is great at, where the trade-offs live, and how to choose with confidence. As of early 2026, both tools have leaned heavily into AI and unified workspaces, but their core DNA remains distinct. One is task first, the other is data first. Keeping that split in mind will make the rest of the comparison click into place. Let's start with core philosophy, because philosophy shapes features. ClickUp positions itself as an all-in-one productivity suite. The goal is simple: replace a patchwork of tools by bringing tasks, docs, whiteboards, and real-time chat together. If you want to plan sprints, write the project brief next to the sprint board and talk through blockers in one place. This approach reduces app switching and keeps context attached to the work. Airtable, by contrast, is a no-code relational database that looks like a spreadsheet but acts like a database. Instead of starting with tasks, you start with the information you need to track: campaigns, assets, deals, inventory, requests, and yes, tasks too. The power comes from linking those records together so your views and dashboards reflect the real-world relationships in your business. With that lens, let's unpack ClickUp's strengths. First, the free tier is generous for standard project management needs. If you're just getting started with a small team, you'll find lists, Kanban boards, due dates, assignees, simple automations, and docs without reaching for a credit card. Second, ClickUp's unified workspace is a real advantage when you want the work product and the conversation in one place. You can draft a project brief, attach it to your sprint, comment in line, and move straight into execution without hopping tools. Third, the hierarchy scales well, especially for agencies or multi-client environments. Spaces, folders, and lists give you a clear way to separate clients or departments while still rolling up reporting to a single view, so leadership can see the big picture without digging into every board. There are trade-offs. ClickUp's breadth means more menus, toggles, and configurations than a traditional board tool. The first week can feel like being dropped into the cockpit of a 747. The best way to ease that curve is to begin with a simple list or board, add fields only when they're truly needed, and standardize a few templates for briefs and sprints so everyone sees the same patterns. Performance can also lag on very large workspaces because of the all-in-one architecture. Keeping archived spaces tidy and trimming unused views helps keep things snappy. Now, Airtable's strengths are all about structure and flexibility. The interface designer is a standout. You can create custom dashboards or mini apps for stakeholders who only need to see their slice of the data, like a client view of deliverables or a leadership summary that hides operational fields. This keeps the core base clean while giving each audience a tailored window. Next, relational linking is best in class. You can connect a task to a client, a contract, and an invoice, then surface that connection anywhere you need it. When your work depends on cross-referencing many moving parts, content approvals tied to campaigns tied to assets, these links turn chaos into clarity. Finally, if you love spreadsheets, Airtable feels natural. Views like grid, Kanban, calendar, and gallery make it easy to pivot how you look at your data without changing the underlying structure. Airtable's trade-offs are real too. Pricing can climb as you add collaborators and advanced features, especially if you rely on automations, large record counts, or granular permissions. Plan your base design up front and be deliberate about who needs edit access versus read-only access to keep costs predictable. Also, Airtable is not a chat tool. Comments exist, but there's no native real-time chat like you'd find in a team workspace, which can scatter conversations. Many teams solve this by integrating a dedicated chat tool and linking to specific records to keep context findable. So, which should you choose? If your day-to-day revolves around task execution, assigning work, tracking progress, logging time, and discussing blockers in the same place, ClickUp is a strong home base. It shines for agencies, software development teams, and cross-functional squads that want to reduce app sprawl, stay aligned in real time, and move from planning to doing without friction. If your success depends on modeling complex information, managing assets, or building a bespoke system from the ground up, think marketing production pipelines, CRM, or inventory. Airtable is the better fit. You'll get a flexible data backbone, precise relationships, and stakeholder-facing interfaces that scale as your processes mature. A helpful way to decide is to identify your primary source of truth. If your team asks, what needs to be done today, by whom, and how do we talk about it? You're squarely in ClickUp territory. If your team asks, what are the relationships between our campaigns, assets, approvals, and outcomes, and how do we slice that data for different audiences? Airtable will feel like home. Both tools are powerful. Both are leaning into AI and integrated workspaces, and both can grow with you. The best choice is the one that aligns with how your team naturally thinks and works. If you found value in today's video, hitting like is a small gesture that makes a big difference in helping others discover this content. We're always aiming to improve, so drop a note in the comments, share what helped, or tell us what you'd like to see next. We read every single one, and your feedback directly shapes what we build next.